Climate change, that's something we need to start taking seriously. In fact, the British government have declared it an emergency, although sadly that will translate as a load of new taxes to hit the British motorist. And that won't go down well, because when Tony Blair, the smiling war criminal, was Prime Minister, his government had a load of incentives for people to buy diesel cars. So it's going to be a proper kick in the knackers to get penalised for doing what the previous government told us to do. It's also somewhat depressing that on a recent edition of BBC Question Time, the leader of the Green Party was less well informed about renewable energy than a bloke who'd appeared in Raiders of the Lost Ark. But help is at hand. A growing number of people who identify as ecosexual say they are going to cure the planet, and they're going to cure the planet by mating with it. Now, I wish I was fucking making this up. Frankly, I don't have the imagination. But they suggest a number of ways to mate with the planet. These include rolling in the mud until you reach orgasm, masturbating into a waterfall, and, quote, fucking a tree. Now, let's break this down. Rolling in the mud until you reach orgasm. Now, if you're doing this, I'll warn you, you are one step away from laying underneath a glass coffee table whilst another person takes his shit onto it. Now, that's a very unpleasant thing to imagine, but please forgive me. A guy I used to know, stress used to know, informed me that was what him and his girlfriend were into, and he told me that when I was in their living room next to their fucking glass coffee table. And what made it worse was a few moments later, his girlfriend put her head round the door and said, "Do you want a coffee, Dan?" "No, I fucking don't. I don't want anything you people have touched, you filthy bastards." Next then, masturbating into a waterfall. Well, waterfalls are very picturesque and get a lot of tourists. So imagine if you've been hiking through the woods with your family to get to the waterfall, and when you get there, there's some bloke just frantically tugging off. What are you going to say to your kids? "Oh, look, children, that man's doing his bit to save the planet." And fucking a tree. Now, how does one fuck a tree? Now, whether you're male or female, I guess you've just got to grind yourself into it. But what goes through the mind of these people? Like, there's trees here I'm driving along. Would they go, "Oh, that silver birch looks like a right fucking slut"? How old does the tree have to be? If you have a go on a sapling, is that some form of abuse? Will there be some SJW starting up #Tree2? In fact, the more I learn about modern society, the more I think Thanos might have had a fucking point. Imagine just being able to click your fingers and wipe out every moron in one fell swoop. Actually, I'm going to have to leave that now because I've got to take the next turning. I'm on my way home. I've got to call in at the whorehouse. Sorry, not whorehouse, I meant garden centre.